David Essel back with you again. I want to continue on this whole train that we're doing with videos on human consciousness, videos on mental health. I just think the world is in need of some different perspectives today, including myself. I mean, I'm growing all the time and learning all the time. And I want to share these things. Now, for the past 43 years as a #1 best-selling author, counselor, master life coach, minister, radio, TV host, the list goes on forever and ever. And there might be a few more little titles to add to this resume as I continue to go through the aging process. We'll see. But human consciousness to me is one of the most important things that we can all be working on. And you know what I always say is that a low level of human consciousness are those people like my former self struggling with addiction. I struggled with addiction for 30 years. Didn't matter how successful I was still not operating at a very high level of human consciousness. And so that would be an example of someone that isn't at their highest level, at their game. It doesn't matter what the addiction is. Addictions destroy self-confidence, self-esteem. They create shame and guilt and all these other things, which is the opposite of the highest level of human consciousness that we could work at. So tip number 4 today, it's a little different. I believe that those individuals that are operating out of the highest level of human consciousness are doing work in this world that inspires them, that fires them up, that they're passionate about. They're not just working for a buck. They're not just working for survival. They're working in order to make a massive difference in their life and the lives of others. And let me tell you how that works. It doesn't matter what you do. If you are making guitars and it takes you 6 months to make one guitar and you sell that guitar and it allows you to survive, you are living. As long as you're passionate and absolutely love making guitars, you're working from a very high level of human consciousness. On the other hand, if you're driving a brand new $400,000 car and you're working at a job that you absolutely can't stand, but it allows you to fly around the world even doing what you don't like, it allows you to have expensive homes all over the world even though what you're doing on a daily basis you don't like, to me, this is going to sound like a judgment, but it's just from my experience in life, that's not living at a very high level of human consciousness. When we are doing something on a daily basis that we do not enjoy, I don't care what the benefits are, I don't care how often we're getting validated, that's not operating at the highest level of human consciousness in my humble opinion. But let's flip it around. When you're working at a career or a job that you're so in love with, you positively affect everyone around you. Why? Well, when you get up, you're excited to go in and do your gig. When you come home from work, maybe you're excited to talk about your day. You could be exhausted, but you had an amazing day. Like, that's where I want you to be at. Can you imagine if we were even doing those things that we love? And I've got a great story for you. Part-time. In other words, you can do a passionate part-time career, a part-time job, and still be operating at a much higher level of human consciousness, even if your day job isn't something that you want to do, but it's something you have to do to supply for your family or yourself to survive. That's fine. Like, sometimes we have to do for a period of time jobs that aren't that thrilling or aren't in our wheelhouse in order to survive. But as long as you're doing something on the side that you're working towards making that your full-time career, you're good to go. You're operating up here. Why? Because that side gig, that side job is bringing you that rush that you love. Let me tell you this story. A number of years ago, I'm hosting a radio show with Westwood One. Now, this is back in the 90s, quite a while ago, right? And I remember getting this call, and I was talking about this, about how important it is to do what you love on a daily basis. This guy called, and he was very frustrated with me. He was very upset with me. He said, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. This is all Pollyanna talk. I have a family to raise. I work for the post office. I freaking hate it. It's the worst job in the world. I go to work mad. I come home mad. But I have to do it to survive. I have to do it to supply my family with food. So what are you talking about this? I should be doing what I love. So I'm just letting him go. I'm letting him talk. He was really pissed off at me. And I just let him go and go and go. And then when he was done, I said, hey, can I say something? And he mumbled something. And I said, listen, I have a question for you. If you could do anything that was a career that would make you excited, not as angry as you are right now, but if you could do something that would really bring passion and joy into your life, what would it be? And he said, oh, that's a ridiculous question. Didn't you hear what I said? I have a family to support. I said, no, it's not a ridiculous question. It's a powerful one. If you could do anything, what would it be? And he said, well, I can tell you that right now, but it's not possible to do it. It's not going to make me enough. I said, I'm not interested in what's not possible. What would it be? And he told me this story of how he loves woodworking, making cabinets. He said for a while he was doing it and he was selling them in the neighborhood, and then the sales slowed down. He had to do his job, so he just stopped it altogether. I said, why would you stop something that brought so much passion? He said, because I'm not selling enough. I said, well, maybe it takes time, but let's look at it this way. Let's say that you go back to making those cabinets, you go back to the woodworking you love, and let's say you only sell one every 6 months or one a year. But you had an hour or 2 hours every night that you were involved with your passion. And when you get done with making those cabinets, how do you feel? He said, I feel phenomenal. I said, why? He said, because I'm an excellent woodsman. And I said, there's your answer. Go back to doing it part-time. If it turns into a full-time gig, great, but guess what? If you're doing something that you're passionate about part-time, it's going to make the full-time job easier to handle. And the next time you call in, you're not going to be yelling about how much you hate your day job. You're going to be calling in and saying, this is awesome. Part-time, I'm doing what I love, which makes all the difference in the world. I said, I don't know what your relationship with your wife and kids are, and it doesn't matter to me, but I said it's going to improve if you're doing something you love. 6 months later, he called back, calm as a cucumber. And he said, listen, I just have to call you. I just have to tell you this. You were right. I followed your advice. He said, David, I don't know if this is ever going to fall into a full-time career for me, but I am in joy. And my wife is joyful that I'm back doing what I love. And at first I thought she was going to be resentful because 2 hours every day I'm in the cellar doing this gig that is only for me. And I'm going to be selling them, and I've already got one order. It's not enough to survive on, obviously. But she's thrilled. Because why? My whole attitude has changed. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the story. That's what I want for you. I don't care if it's full-time or part-time. But if you're not engaged in something that you absolutely love from a career perspective, I think we're operating out of a lower level of human consciousness. Why would we stay there? Do we not feel we deserve it? Do we not feel we're worthy of doing something we love and being paid for it? Do we not have the patience to allow it to grow over time and possibly fall into a full-time job? Are we not willing to put out a little effort to get joy back and doing something that we absolutely love? Can you think about this? Can you see why I'm so strong when I'm saying to you that people who operate at a higher level of human consciousness are doing what they love every day? They may not all become millionaires. I can tell you most of them may not. But isn't that a millionaire lifestyle? To wake up excited about what you're doing for your career and doing it 5 or 6 days a week? Isn't that lifestyle that we want, that passion that we want, that joy that we want? Let's get there. Listen, if I can help you, work with me one-on-one from anywhere in the world. I've been doing this for 43 years. Let me help you get into that passionate mindset of your career. Let me help you. Join our program, Helping Americans Heal. It'll give you ideas every Monday in an email. Absolutely free at TalkDavid or davidessel.com. And then the last thing, I've been talking about part-time careers. We've been certifying life coaches since 1996. We have a brand new certification for these times we're in. It's called the Mental Health and Master Life Coach Certification. It's only $150 a month. Come and join us at TalkDavid.com. You will meet other like-minded people. You'll be surrounded by passion. And then you can take this and you can decide, hey, I'm going to turn it into a part-time or a full-time career. But that's operating out of a higher level of human consciousness. Let's make that decision today. And let me help you at TalkDavid.com. If you take anything away, I want you to take this one concept away. You are worthy of being joyful in your work. You may have to change what you're doing to find out that what I'm saying is true. But I'm going to guarantee you, you are worthy of having a career, even part-time, that makes you feel on fire, that brings passion back into your life. Let's end our lives the way we came into it, with passion. Screaming, crying, I don't care how you go out, but let's make sure we do it with passion. I'm David Essel. Have a beautiful day.